What's up, you guys? Good morning, good evening, whatever applies to you. Hope you are staying safe. And today we are going to talk about progression of addiction. Specifically, in my case, I'm going to talk about progression of pornography addiction. These pathways can be applied to other addictions as well. I'm talking about this just so you guys are aware of where an addiction could go from where you are and catch it early, so to speak. First and foremost, this is a chart that makes no sense whatsoever. This is a weird chart that makes no sense whatsoever. So let me make it make sense. So wanting more and being fed more. In this stage, you have already figured out what works to keep your darkness away, keep your mental darkness away, whatever the mental struggle is, you have figured out how to keep it away. But in cases like this, you have figured out something detrimental. In my case, something like pornography. The more you feed yourself porn, the more desensitized you would get to pornography. The more desensitized you are, the more pornography you're going to have to feed yourself in order to feel the same kick. But unfortunately enough for you, pornography can go only so far. Once it goes that far, once pornography goes as far as it can go, the novelty dies off completely. Now, when that happens, you are in the state of having no kick, no more of the kick. So you went up in volume, you went up in intensity, you went up in frequency, you went up in every single way you can possibly go up, as far as you can go up with pornography. And you are now at a point where it's no longer working. You now are at a point where you are forced to feel depressed, stressed and anxious. At that point, this can go only in one of the three ways. It can look like anything, but it always boils down to one of these three ways. You either switch up, or pile up, or you heal up. Let me explain these three things in depth with examples. The first case, you switch up. In this case, you are seeking for an alternative substance or an action in place of pornography to give you the kick, give you the novelty, right? So in this case, you are switching up to something that's oftentimes more detrimental than pornography. A common example of that would be someone who is addicted to nicotine, smoking nicotine, and once the novelty dies off that he gets from the nicotine, then he goes down the way of something like cocaine, heroin or meth, something like that. Or another example that I can think of would be someone who is already addicted to pornography, and once the novelty dies off of the pornography completely, he would go for something like hooking up with every Jack and Jane or something like clubbing or something of the sort. Then comes the second case, you pile up. In this case, what you are doing is you are piling another thing or maybe a couple of more things on top of the thing that you have been doing so much to a point where you are desensitized for the kick that it gives you. So in this case, what you are doing is, instead of doing one compulsive behavior, instead of going down in one addiction, you are making a cocktail of addictions. Now you have multiple addictions to deal with rather than one. The common examples for this scenario, the piling up scenario I can think of is the chain smokers, for instance, who are smoking cigarettes, like chain smoking, and drinking coffee or tea at the same time. Or another example would be the gamers, the computer gamers who are doing their computer games or any sort of video games while drinking stimulant heavy energy drinks. Or I can think of a more related example, so to speak, the porn addicts who went down the lane of being serial killers. For instance, Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer, to name a few. As you can see, and as we discussed, these two pathways will do nothing but leading you down further and further into that tunnel with no light at the end of it. And it will end up only in one way: more and more of endless misery. And the third and final pathway, you heal up. This is the positive pathway. Both of these things are negative. This is the only positive pathway you can go down in. And this is the place that you have to be in if you are serious about living your life actually to the fullest potential, rather than just breathing in oxygen and spending time on earth sucking up all the positivity from earth and leaving nothing positive in return. This is where you actually address the issue you have, rather than just masking it with pornography. This is where you get the courage to say no to pornography. This is where you break everything down and realize and see where the issue lies and start addressing it. This stage ends up in all the positivity you can think of. This stage will show you the purpose of your life, and it will give you an abundance of positivity. Now, healing up can occur in any stage that I discussed before, right? So, I am with my channel to help you guys to get there faster before pornography consumes every bit of positivity you got in your life, like it did to me. If you want to learn more about how I tackled it, how I tackled my pornography addiction, and how you can tackle it yourself, I'm here to help. All I'm asking you in return is to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'm High Value Guy. May the Triple Gym bless you.